Welcome back to Tech News. Today, it looks like Microsoft is soon to release a new and improved Windows 11 start menu, because after the legendary faceplants of Windows 8 and Windows 11, they've totally got this one in the bag. Third time's a charm, right? Researchers have created face tattoos that can read your mind. I'm not sure anything's going to go wrong here, but we'll see what happens. And Micro Center is now selling man purses that come conveniently packaged in RTX 5090 boxes, because nothing says you're a gamer like a $3,000 man purse. So let's get into it. Microsoft is redesigning the Windows 11 start menu. Since its release in 2021, one of the biggest complaints in Windows 11 has been the start menu. In fact, some of the most popular video guides that I have on this channel is how to restore the Windows 10 start menu in Windows 11. People hate it so much that they would rather go back to the old one than use the new one. While the Windows 11 start menu has been tweaked since 2021, it hasn't gotten any major changes. However, this update is going to be the biggest update to the start menu since its release. Microsoft claims that this update brings significant improvements to usability, customization, and AI integration, and it's aimed at addressing user feedback and enhancing productivity. Great! So, it sounds like Microsoft is just going to bring back the Windows 10 start menu, right? Unfortunately, that's not the case. However, it would make many people very, very happy. Now, one of the key changes in the redesign is the introduction of new layout options. Users can toggle between a grid view or pinned apps or a compact list that's kind of similar to Windows 10. They have also added a new categories view that groups apps into customized folders like productivity, entertainment, and games, or any other category that you'd like to add. The pinned apps area is now resizable, allowing users to adjust the balance between pinned titles and the recommended section, which I already thought was a feature. But who knew? Also, drag and drop functionality enables easy rearrangement of titles, folder creation, or pinning from all apps list, making the organization or at least the customization easier. The recommended section, on the other hand, is being overhauled with AI-powered suggestions driven by Copilot, because the one thing everyone's been asking for is more AI integration, right? It will display relevant files, apps, and tasks based on user activity, cloud data from OneDrive, or Microsoft 365 events. Users can customize this section to show only specific content like recent documents, or disable it entirely for a static menu. I kind of have a feeling that disabling it entirely is going to be a popular option, but we'll see how it goes. Microsoft is also bringing back widgets in the start menu. This will include weather, news, and other dynamic content. I wonder if Microsoft can actually make widgets secure this time, because if I recall correctly, they've been disabled in every previous version of Windows up until this one for security concerns. I'm sure they'll get it this time. Right? A revamped search is another addition to the new start menu, and will support natural language queries that will allow you to search for content within local files, cloud storage, and Bing web searches. It will also include what Microsoft is calling quick actions, which will let users launch apps, call contacts, or start tasks directly from the start menu. Customization and accessibility will also be improved, according to Microsoft. The menu will adapt light or dark or even custom themes with smoother animations, and supports high contrast modes, keyboard navigation, as well as screen readers like Navigator or Narrator, whatever it's called. I don't know, I don't use it. A redesigned account flyout provides quick access to Microsoft account settings and account switching, while the power menu includes options like sleep, restart, and quick settings for network or display adjustments. Because you always want to play with your network when you're trying to shut down your computer, right? The update is available in Windows 11 24H2 builds 26100 and newer. The redesign is still in public testing via either optional updates or the Insider channel. While many have praised the new menu for flexibility, some users note performance issues on older hardware and find the AI kind of intrusive. Personally, I'm going to hold my opinion until it's released in hopes that this will be a positive improvement for Windows 11. However, I'm getting a little fatigued with the amount of AI integration that's taking place within Windows. Not that I'm one of those people that hate AI in general, but rather I just don't trust that it'll only be used to enhance usability and not increase telemetry and restrict what people can do with their systems. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. Are you still running Windows 11 unactivated because the license just costs too much? Then you should check out today's sponsor, VIP-SCDKey, where you can get a valid Windows 11 license for around $20. Stop dealing with that stupid watermark and actually be able to change your desktop background with a valid license for Windows 11. Just go to the link in the description below and pick up a valid Windows 11 license key. During checkout, use the code CyberCPU for a 25% discount. Once you have your key, go to your activation settings in Windows 11 and click the link that says Change Product Key. Enter the product key you just purchased and hit Activate. Now you don't have to deal with that stupid watermark. And check out the description for deals on not just Windows, but Office too. Now, on with the video. In other news, researchers at the University of Texas have developed what they're calling electronic tattoos, or e-tattoos, that read your brainwaves. These tattoos are supposed to offer a less invasive alternative to traditional EEGs by using a biocompatible conductive ink made by polymers that are literally printed directly onto your scalp using an inkjet printer. Now, aside from the few jokes that I could make about the HP Smart app now reading your mind, that doesn't sound less intrusive at all. I mean, do they actually hold the printer above your head? I don't, maybe it's a special printer. At least I hope it is. And I hope it's not made by HP. But unlike conventional EEGs, which require gluing electrodes to your scalp and dealing with large wiring harnesses, e-tattoos are sprayed on, forming a thin, flexible film. This new technology was tested on 5 volunteers, and the e-tattoos match the accuracy of traditional EEGs in detecting brainwaves, but they lasted for over 24 hours compared to the 6 hours for standard EEG electrodes. This technology promises to simplify diagnostics in neurological conditions like epilepsy, brain tumors, and even sleep disorders. Now, with the medical applications aside, this technology could revolutionize brain-computer interfaces, enabling thought control devices like wheelchairs or even prosthetics without bulky headsets. I mean, I guess it's too bad this technology didn't exist while Stephen Hawking was still alive. He could have fit right in with MS-13. Future plans for the project intend to integrate wireless transmitters to make it a fully portable system, as well as adapt the ink for longer hair. Because I guess now you have to have kind of short hair for it to work, but I can see why that's the case. Fitting a LaserJet printer over a long-haired person might be a problem. Also, I can't help but consider the implications of face tattoos allowing you to interface with your home computers and allowing Windows AI to have access to your thoughts. Or, even worse, imagine future employment opportunities requiring face tattoos so the manager can keep up with what you're doing. Silly me, I thought Cyberpunk was just a fictional video game, but here we are. But in other news, a customer at the new Micro Center in Santa Clara was surprised to find that his new factory-sealed Zotac RTX 5090 that he had just purchased for $3,000 was in fact 3 small man purses that equated to the same weight as the high-dollar GPU that was supposed to be in the box he purchased. Now, originally reported on Reddit by the user JamesFerg650, initial responses were, yeah, right, believing the Reddit user himself was trying to just get a free GPU. That was, of course, until Micro Center's own investigation uncovered 31 additional tampered boxes, all Zotac RTX 5090s, with losses estimated at around $100,000. Now, Micro Center traced the issue to the Zotac factory in China, indicating that it was kind of a disturbing supply chain issue and probably an inside job. Micro Center promptly replaced the affected customer's GPU and worked with Zotac to investigate the issue. Hopefully, Zotac will be sending Micro Center 32 5090s to make this right. However, this incident highlights a pretty serious vulnerability in the high-value electronic supply chain, with GPUs like the 5090 having a $2,000 or more MSRP. It makes it a prime target for fraud. Furthermore, a dude on Reddit claiming his 5090 is actually 3 small backpacks just doesn't sound believable at all. It sounds more like the dude that walks up to you at the gas station and tries to sell you a brand new 65-inch TV, but doesn't have time to wait around for you to check it out. In fact, I'm willing to bet if it wasn't for the 31 other Zotac 5090s that were also compromised, this guy wouldn't have gotten his GPU replaced. And to be honest with you, that's kind of terrifying. But as a result of this incident, Micro Center is informing customers to unbox their high-value purchases in the store to verify their contents. Because yeah, that's not going to make lines longer or anything. But what does this say for online purchases? I mean, Micro Center's swift response in replacing this dude's GPU is praiseworthy. But to have 32 GPUs compromised at the same store raises concerns about a broader supply chain issue. What happens to people who buy a 5090 on Amazon and then try to explain to Amazon outsourced customer service that the box they received did not include their $3,000 GPU, but instead was man purses? I don't think that'll go very far, but I don't know. Call me old all you want, but I remember when you could save up your allowance and maybe mow a couple neighbors' lawns during your summer vacation to buy a Voodoo 3 3000 with an MSRP of $200. That was a bleeding edge GPU for $1999, even though it was quickly outpaced by the NVIDIA 256 released the same year. It was the 5090 of its time, at least for a short period of time. And $200 in 1999 was a lot of money, but even accounting for inflation, it was still under $400 today. No kid today is going to buy a 5090 by saving up his allowance. So not only are young gamers completely screwed with ridiculous prices on modern GPUs, but now they have to worry about whether or not that $3,000 GPU they just purchased is actually 3 man purses. And the computer store they bought it from doesn't believe them. Hopefully, this isn't going to be a bigger issue moving forward, and this is just an isolated incident, or 32 isolated incidents, I guess. But hey, in the long run, if this ends up hurting Zotac in the GPU market, it turns out Zotac is getting into the men's cologne business. If their GPUs are just repackaged man purses, maybe their cologne is just repackaged bottles of Axe body spray. They're just doing their part to help gamers on a 36-hour binge playthrough from smelling like a mix of Doritos and regret. You know, with that said though, they should do a collaboration with Doritos or maybe even Cheetos. In fact, they're both owned by Pepsi. They should do both. Might as well, right? But that's all I got for you today. If you like this video, then you'll probably like one of these ones too. As always, you guys have a great day. Go get me a face tattoo so I can make a video about why you shouldn't use your keyboard and mouse at all. Yeah, that'd be fun.